Suddenly starts talking about reparations. Recently, during public remarks and political conversations around outreach to Black voters about financial initiatives and monetary ideas aimed at the Black communities, while also claiming that many of the goals of the civil rights era has already been achieved.
Some of these mayors and governors that have recently demanded millions of dollars in taxpayer reparations for having ICE in their communities.
Might have to drop a dime on them niggas.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stop it.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
I don't like that shit.
All right, y'all, we back with another video. Y'all know how we do. Always pushing health, wealth, and a better understanding self. So check this out. We got the Democrat Party is now coming out and trying to push this reparations. But it seems like they pushing reparations for what ICE was doing to illegal immigrants. You can't make this stuff up, man. They're trying to act like they're trying to do reparations for FBA, but at the same time, they trying to pump fake and, throw us for a loop. Check this out. And I want to get y'all comments. Make y'all subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, push me on the algorithm. I greatly appreciate it. Let's get it.
And discrimination against Black people. We are in a moment of anti-Blackness on steroids, and we refuse to be silent. We will not back down in our pursuit of racial justice. The antidote to anti-Blackness is to be pro-Black, and we will do it unapologetically. The United States government owes us a debt, and we need reparations now.
Okay, so pretty much how this looks is you see everybody with the signs in the back. It's like, I'm going to play this other sister, man, that we know that holding signs and press conferences saying that you want reparations now when you are in a congressional Black caucus. Y'all are in meetings and sitting by these people all the time when you could have been applying pressure. But you guys apply no pressure.
For Black folks, what do you know? It's the old reparations talk again. See, whenever they need the support of Black folks, they start talking about it. Jibber jabber, talking. Think about November coming up. Every election cycle, somebody suddenly starts talking about reparations. Recently, during public remarks and political conversations around outreach to Black voters, Trump has been part of the discussion about financial initiatives and monetary ideas aimed at the Black communities, while also claiming that many of the goals of the civil rights era has already been achieved. Now, and I need y'all to pay attention to something. When the Japanese Americans received reparations after intermittent counts, there wasn't endless debates on TV and talking about it for decades, y'all. Hear me well, y'all. I know y'all have heard me say this on videos, but hear me well. When Jewish survivors of the Holocaust received compensation, the checks didn't come after 200 years of we're still studying and talking about the issue. When the U.S. government compensated Native American tribes in settlements, they didn't hold town halls for generations and generations and talking about it. They paid them folks. See the pattern? See, when the government is serious about paying someone, they don't spend 50 to 100 years discussing it over and over again. That's bullshit, y'all. Bullshit. I'm so sick of them using us. They pass a bill, they allocate money, the checks go out. But with Black Americans, it's always the same old rhetoric, same old tired ass bullshit, and they grab our ears in a headlock. Let's talk about it. They have committees. They study it. They have task force. Then it's more talks and talks and talks and talks. Meanwhile, this country drops hundreds of billions on wars and send billions in foreign aids and bail out corporations overnight. So see, the money clearly exists. The problem has never been money. The problem has always been political will. So stop getting excited about a funky ass politician when they start talking about reparations. Talk ain't never moved a goddamn thing. Talk is cheap. Pay attention to their actions. Because if they were serious, we wouldn't be still having this conversation, y'all, after 160 years after slavery ended. But at some point, Black folks, we got to ask them a real question, because we are tired of being promised and being lied to and being talked to. Talk. That's all these bastards are doing, is talking. If they want to send a check out, goddamn it, send a check out. No more talks. I'm Dr.
These mayors and governors that have recently demanded millions of dollars in taxpayer reparations for having ICE in their communities. Now, in the case of Minnesota, they're looking at as much as $18 billion in fraud. $18 billion. And what they've uncovered there, what they allowed to happen, whether they want to say they knew about it or they didn't know about it, but it appears they knew about it, and we'll let the investigation bear that out. What do you say to these mayors and governors who are defying the law by having a sanctuary city for illegal immigration, that are allowing rampant fraud of taxpayer money? It is not their money. It is taxpayer money. They allow it to happen. And then they are so brazen and calloused and disrespectful of the taxpayer, they stand up and demand reparations. What do you say to them?
Yeah, it's impossible to take them seriously. The hypocrisy of saying that you care about your economy and you care about your citizens when you've allowed that kind of fraud to go forward that they have in these programs. And these programs are there to care for individuals and give services to some of our most vulnerable in society. Those individuals that have developmental disabilities, individuals who need special services in order to care for them and to help those families for a period of time with individuals and their family members that need to be that specialized care. They have stolen that from them, allowed individuals to abuse those programs, and have done it to the detriment of not just their families there, but also the businesses there and the educational entities and even their credibility to speak. You know, those are the same individuals that called our ICE officers the Gestapo and demonized them, and their rhetoric is very detrimental to the environment that we face every day on our law enforcement operations. So my hope is that we'll continue to get to the bottom of those investigations and bring those criminals to justice.
All right, y'all. So obviously, y'all see this looks like a play, like I said, that the Democrat Party is running because November's coming up. Y'all heard what the sister said, and you see how they speaking in Congress. But check out this brother and how he breaks it down, how they self-sabotage us. Check this out.
Own movement turned on his own Senate candidate, a woman who had put reparations center of her campaign because her position on immigration was not restrictive enough for some in the base. She said it herself in published interviews. She had been attacked and criticized by people within ADOS over her immigration position, even though she was ADOS and had placed the movement's agenda at the forefront of her campaign. I want y'all to hear what I'm saying, okay? This is where, when I talked about the narrowing of a political stance, because you'll never get somebody to be 100% locked up with anybody, so you got to take the 80% that you can get and work with that. This was self-sabotage by the movement. She had to defend her own ADOS credentials, right? Her own FBA credentials to the actual movement while running for U.S. Senate on their behalf. I want y'all to understand that, because they had taken this stance. Then I'm gonna say, to compound all of that, right? The movement's leadership winning back Warnock over her anyway, even though Raphael Warnock never talked one single time about reparations, even though he is the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church, who is MLK's home church, the own.
Wow. So y'all see the depths of what these people go through when they tie to a political party to self-sabotage any movement that we got. And this is why we don't see them, recognizing FBA. Because they understand they're at war right now with FBA, and now they're trying to talk about reparations just to make themselves sound presentable. Okay, so you can even speak to the FBA community. But I want to know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace and love.
A community must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control 4 basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive and compete.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.